What's up, everybody? Thank you for stopping by the channel. Today we are going to be going over what I'm doing for this week and what I did last week and how the results came out right after this intro. Alright guys, so the last video that I posted, I believe it was Wednesday, it was the no video. So I'm gonna just take you through the fasting days and how long I fasted and everything like that, and then I'm gonna give you the results of weight loss or gain, and then we're gonna go into what I'm doing this week just so you can see. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I got my fasting calendar out, and basically through the, what was that? The 14th, the 7th through the 14th, I had an average fast of 26 hours and 59 minutes. I honestly can't remember what I said I was gonna do, or if I even said what I was gonna do for the week that was coming up. So I'm just gonna tell you what I did and how I fasted. So on the 9th, I think I stopped eating on the 7th. So that ended on the 9th, which was 37 hours. And then we go from the 9th to the 11th, which was 39 hours. And then from the 11th to the 12th, I only did 15-hour fast. And then 9/13, I did an 18-hour fast. 9/15, I did a 21-hour fast. And then I think I'm almost into the next week. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the 14th would have ended that week. Now we're into this week that just ended, which started as 9/15, and that was a 21-hour fast. Then I did a longer fast from the 15th to the 17th, which was 40 hours. And then on the 18th, I did 19 hours. And then on the 19th, I did 27 hours. And then on the 20th, I did 20 hours. The 21st, which is today, I only did 15 hours. So let me share with you why, well, I guess it was really sporadic, but I was still fasting, and I was doing, I think some days I was doing like one meal off of those fasts. So, and I can't really remember which days it was that I did the one meal. It was probably towards the end where it started getting like everyday fasting for a certain amount of hours, like the 20, the 17, the 15. Stuff had happened wherein, you know, needed to eat because of what have you, work related or friend related, that type of thing. No was not being said. Even though my last video was about saying no. Sometimes you just gotta say yes too, I guess. So, and then I had friends come in. One of my best friends from West Virginia came in, so I'm not gonna say no to that, right? So, you know, you just adjust your schedule. It still was under the fasting protocol of, you know, fasting for a certain amount of time. So I'm not real torn up about it at all. What I will say is that I was working out. I think I did, and I could go back and look at this, but I'm pretty positive that I at least worked out 3 to 4 times during that period. I'm getting pretty consistent with working out, which is great. That happened, and that was the fasting schedule since the last time I made a video that wasn't that no video. And overall, I think I did pretty good. Now I'm gonna get to the part whether or not I lost or gained weight during that period. So let's go into the weight app so that I can see if I actually lost or gained weight. Of course, I already know, but I need y'all to know too, just so you can, you know, stay on track with me. So let me go into that. All right, so last weigh-in was on September 5th, and that was 275.3 with a 44.2 BMI and a 49.6% body fat. Weighing in on the 19th, I believe that was a Friday. Yes, that was Friday. That was 276.6 with a 4.4 BMI and a 49.5% body fat. Now, that is a gain. Let me see how much of a gain that is. That is a 1.3 pound gain. You know, you have those weeks, and I need everybody to know that you may have those weeks where you are gaining weight. If you're working out, it could be muscle. Based off of that body fat percentage number, you know, even though it was down 0.1, I mean, it could be muscle. I don't know. You know, because I take those metrics with a grain of salt, because they kind of rarely fluctuate. And yeah, I actually went back to do a comparison of my lowest weight that I had. I went back and looked at my lowest weight, and I compared my body fat percentage. And give me 1 second and I'm gonna tell you what it was. Okay, so I went back and looked. So I weighed 249.5 pounds back in 2023 of October. The body fat percentage was at 49%. And like I just said, with this percentage, it's only 49.5%. So, you know, that number is really, I don't know what to think about the number. You know what I mean? Because at that poundage, as far as the weight, like, that's a significant amount of weight that is gone from my body with that same body fat percentage, you know? So was I losing muscle then? I don't know. Like, I don't know. So that number, I kind of toss it up in the air. What I can say is that maybe my body compositioning is happening, because I feel as though some of the shirts that I wear are not as tight, and some of the pants that I wear are not as tight, like in the legs and stuff like that. So, ooh, I gotta sneeze. Sorry about that. So that's what I can say about this particular week. The body comp, I think, is happening with me right now. And it's probably mainly because of the weight training that I am doing. Now, I want to start, so if you guys want to know what I'm doing as far as working out, just let me know. Like, if you just want to go through what it is. Actually, I might just do it anyway, because a lot of people don't comment, but they watch the video. So I'll just probably go through it and let you guys know what it is that I'm doing. And just as far as the exercises and stuff like that, some people may want to know. Some people might have never worked out before and don't know how to get started and all of that kind of stuff. So I'll go through that in another video, just so you guys can know what it is that I'm doing. But like I said, I think that may be helping with the body comp, even though the weight went up a pound or so. And it's okay. I'm not down about it. As far as this week, I think I'm gonna do a long fast, because I've been eating, even though I've been fasting, you know, for a good amount of hours. Some people would say, you know, longer than they do, with being between 24 and being the average 24 hours. So I think I'm gonna do a longer fast, something between 72 and 90 hours this week, because this weekend I have stuff going on where I am gonna have to eat, and I kind of want to balance that out. I may even still do like a OMAD thing even when I have to eat, because I try to stay within that intermittent fasting thing. I am really enjoying the working out. It really helps me. Helps me think, helps my body, and I feel good after I'm doing it, so, which is a good thing. I will say that, you know, it's tough just simply because of how late I get home and how late I have to go to the gym. So sometimes I'm able to work out at work, and sometimes I'm not, depending on the workload. So it's better when I can, but if I can't, then I have to come home. But either way, I hope everybody had an amazing week, and we're gonna have an amazing week this week. I'm gonna try to, I think you guys like when I show you like the food and stuff that I'm eating during the week. So I think I'm gonna get back to doing that. Just having some photos up so that I can show you what I'm eating throughout the week. This week, obviously, well, it'll be some food at the end of the week, but during the beginning of the week, it won't be hardly any food because I'm gonna do a long fast. So I would just be taking pictures of water. Anyway, I'm gonna try to get back into doing that because I think people like to see what I ate and then the weight loss, and then I might even combine it with what I am doing as far as working out too, to incorporate that as well. So it might be a little longer of a video, but if you like the content, you'll watch it. So, all right, I think that's it, guys. And I know this was a game week, but it happens, guys. So if it was a game week for you, brush it off and keep going. Because if I can do this, you can for sure. And I will catch you in the next video. Have a great week, guys.